another Married at First Sight New Zealand Season 3, Episode 12 recap. I'm Mama C, and coming to you from the caravan in the Wop Wops. It's school holidays. Alright, let's get on with it. We've already got a warning right out at the gate that, there's going to be drama and craziness because there's another commitment ceremony tonight. Well, it's the morning after the dinner party. Jimmy and Carmen discuss the Jono-Vicki apology. Jimmy says it's a childish game. Yet he was obviously in a childish game with Ray last night, wasn't he? Jimmy says he's not sorry. We see a clip of he and Ray. They're pumping Stefan last night, sort of leading him down that path. Not cool. But, what are you going to do? Unimpressed with this behavior, but on we go to Vicki. Vicki and Stefan are talking. Vicki asks him, what happened, last night? And he starts to get a bit defensive, but then he ends up telling Vicki what Jimmy had said. Stefan continues to act a bit squirrely, and I think the guy's just really got in his head, It was just, I was not happy about that, because it's like I felt like they were defiling my poor innocent Stefan, Yeah, I was not impressed. Anywho, let's on to Anna. She's freaking out because Jordan said she only said she was falling for him because the cameras were on. Now, I didn't hear that, but we don't always get everything in context and all that, so, that's kind of a pain. So we don't know, but he says he thinks that she said, or because when she said it, he didn't say the words back to her, but he did say, however, that he felt the same way. So, there was that. Anyhow, on to Rose. Rose says that she and Chris have really connected well. For the first time, they've really connected. They're on the same page and all that. That doesn't necessarily mean there's any kind of sexy pants stuff going on, because there's not, but they're actually communicating in that way. So that's good for them. She says that she thinks they've really grown. Well, Jono, of course, he is nervous about the commitment ceremony. Ray is talking about saying stay, and I'm like, what? Why? Oh, crikey. Anyway, as far as myself and every other viewer that I've ever talked to about this, it's like we're done with it, It's like, please stop. He's not even nice to Jono. I mean, he's not. He's always snarking and talking about him and it's like, how can you say stay and you want to get to know somebody, but yet you go out all the time? So why wouldn't you stay in and get to know your partner there instead of going out and partying all night? How about that? But no. That's right. You've got something to say about everything. He's always got an excuse. So, yeah, whatever. We'll see what happens there. But, anyhow, Jono and the boys, they have a separate group, and Ray is with the girls for their separate group. They're, having a bit of chat. Rose worries about the high emotions for the coming evening. Stefan asks Chris if he is writing leave again. And just when I'm starting to get some sort of answer there, the phone rings and, there's more drama there. So I missed a bit and I apologize, but I don't think it was too much. So anyway, Ray asks Vicki why she is here. Vicki says she is here for Stefan 100%. And she's very uncomfortable because, let's face it, it's not like he is ever, just being nice or just curiously questioning you. It's always so very accusatory, and he's always got that tone. Well, she gets up, she walks out, and I don't blame her. Anna follows her out, and then she goes and tells her what Stefan had said last night. Vicki, of course, is devastated, and she feels like a bit ambushed. And she starts to cry, and now I'm just getting mad because of the whole Jimmy and Ray crap that started this whole thing. Ugh. They corrupted Stefan, trying to stir up stuff. I'm not into it. Not at all. Anyway, if Ray ends up staying, well, the consensus around my house is that he's only staying for the free booze and to stir up shit. That's what the consensus of our household is. I don't know if that's true, but we sure had a good laugh about it. I'll say that. Anyhow, it's time now for the ceremony. Anna and Jordan kick it off. They're called up first to talk with the experts. Now, she's clearly upset, and Jordan is worrying. The experts ask what's wrong, because it's clearly she's upset. Jordan says that, how she told him that she was falling for him. He said he felt the same, but he didn't say the words. And then there's a bunch of little bitsy pieces, and Tony basically helps them see that, how huge that was. They both were able to express that. They both feel, the same way. So that's huge, and they need to stop tripping up about all this other stuff. So, of course, they both say stay, but Anna had a question mark next to hers, and so what happens next? Jordan is now going to worry about the question mark. What does that mean? Oh, no. On to Carmen and Jimmy. I call them Car Jam when I'm talking to other people. Carmen says they are doing, great. They're naturally progressing. They've been through some stuff that's made them closer. Then Jimmy admits to flying off the handle, and yelling at Vicki and cursing at her and all that. Tony asks if it's sorted now. Really, is it really sorted? Jimmy says yes, and I hope he realizes that all the negative effects from all this stuff, that, by putting yourself into other people's dramas, it's not good for your relationship. I mean, the negative vibes are not good for anybody, They both, of course, say stay. Chris and Rose. Well, the experts comment that Chris and Rose went shopping. Chris looks 10 years younger. And at this point, of course, the cameras pan to the lads. They're giggling. They're obviously poking fun at Chris or something. I don't know, but it didn't look very cool. Well, then Rose breaks down, and, she says the reality of this whole situation is that they just aren't attracted to each other. And, it just wasn't there from the get-go. They both, seem united in this whole thing. They obviously have talked it out. They're on the same page, and they both feel the same way. And they come to the obvious conclusion, to both say leave. And it's time for them to end their story. And I'm pleased that they're able to end as friends, and they're not going to drag this crap out like the boys are, right? Yeah. But we wish them both well. Good luck to them. And hopefully they can find love out there. On to Stefan and Vicki. Well, Vicki ends up telling about what she heard, about what Stefan had said. So she wants to know, what is he really feeling? And he then says how the question was posed to him that if Vicki was to leave, tomorrow, how would he feel? And he said there would be no feelings. Well, it was kind of like a mic drop moment, like, what? And so, of course, they go to commercials because, that's what you do. So when we come back, then we see expert Stephanie's reaction, which is like, whew, Vicki's confused and hurt. The experts are confused. I'm confused, and I just want to take Stefan aside and shake him for just a few minutes and say, mate, you need to snap out of it, bro. Oh, man. It was almost painful for a bit because it felt kind of like they were trying to make Stefan see why it wasn't cool that he didn't have Vicki's back. He tries to explain that, he just kind of was saying in the moment. Stephanie says, you're one of those people that, are you one of those people that tends to, be easily swayed? And, they said, did you really have her back? And he's like, well, kind of. And Anna's in the back going, no, he didn't. And then she says, because when they say, well, who told you this information? Anna speaks up and she says, well, it was non-genuine. That wasn't fake, it was non-genuine. But, basically that's the same kind of thing, sort of thing. But there's a bit of confusion because I think that's what Stefan was thinking. Or sorry, that's what Vicki was thinking, and Stefan was thinking about the conversation about leaving tomorrow and that, because Vicki didn't even know that. So, that was like a whole nother story to sort of like, oh man. So she was kind of getting well, she was getting all these little verbal punches. So, I mean, Vicki, obviously she's gutted because, you know, he admits that he's easily swayed. And expert Stephanie kind of scolds him a bit, you know, hoping that he realizes what happened. And we see an aside from Vicki, you know, she realizes he's naive and maybe that's why. But he says he still wants to move forward, and he says stay. Vicki says she was confident, but she's not so confident now because things are pretty fragile right now. But she still says stay. And then Stefan jokes that he'll be on the couch tonight, which, not a good joke, mate. You mucked up. You mucked up. And all we can keep saying is, keep learning, mate. Keep learning. God, keep learning, mate. Alright, well, up next, yeah, Ray and Jono. Why? Because we've got to wrap it up, right? Jono tells the experts about the 4:30 a.m. guy thing, all that, blah, blah, blah. You know, the whole thing. And then even says, even that aside, you know, it's just not going to work because, you know, Ray, he admits he's a party guy. He wants to go out. And then Ray says, well, Jono likes to be home, goes to bed early and all that. And it's like, why is he making Jono sound horrible? He left at midnight just because he didn't want to stay out till 4:30 in the morning. Doesn't mean he's a bad person. Maybe he's just responsible. I'm just saying, it's a thought. Maybe he's just responsible and he doesn't want to stay out all night. When he knows he's got obligations to, someone that he's supposedly in a relationship with, and to another group of people who he's made a commitment with to be in this whole project. Just saying, that's my outside view. But, you know, again, it's like Ray's just, he's always snarky, and Stephanie asks, she says, Ray, do you have any feelings towards Jono? And, you know, he says he cares about him and that, but how can he care? All he does is bitch about him. Oh, he's too sensitive, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, at the end of the day, if you're not nice to him, what makes you think he's going to want to be with you? So, Jono basically says he's fed up, you know. There's no relationship. Why stay? He says, leave. Oh, and me and all my friends are like, yay, thank God. But no, Ray. And this is how he leads into saying he's going to stay. He says, Jono judged him too much, and he wants to stay, though, because, you know, he wants to have a home visit. Ah! Dog, stop it. So anyway, Jono says he doesn't even like me. There's no reason to stay, and he tells us Ray is an a-hole. So anyway, next week, home visits, more time wasting with Ray and Jono, and he tells us he may just leave and not tell Ray, but we know that's not true because we know they're going to milk this for all we can get to punish us. So, alright, I guess that's all the time I'm going to get to do this. So, that wraps up for tonight, everybody. Have a great one. Hope you're having a good time in school holidays, and we'll see you on Sunday night for another recap of Married at First Sight New Zealand Season 3.